from the Heartland Business and Event Center, nestled in vibrant downtown Jesup, Iowa. Welcome to the cradle of the Bohemian Resistance. We are the underground voice of the rebellion. And with alongside producer Blake Tempus, our co-host Dale Reavers in Des Moines at the Dunkerton basketball game. And I'm Jim Gillespie. This is the news for March 9th, 2026. A sponsor who's been with us since the birth of the SBAC is Derek's Repair, located in Jesup, Iowa. Contact Derek Marty for your car repair needs. I'll challenge you two ladies if you know where that is. Also, check out the podcast, What Is Up, with our friends Bubba Seaman. On that podcast, they talk about everything with everyone. Nothing is off the table, discussing real life with real people, the good and the bad, the highs and the lows, and everything funny in between. It's an interesting yet entertaining podcast with real people talking about what is up. Tonight, we're lucky. We have Madison Sherbon and Shelby Stone from The Farmer's Wife back in bloom with us. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
We're so lucky to have you. It's a challenge because you're both so busy to get you here.
This is true.
It is. So tell us a little bit. I guess we'll start with you, Madison. Tell us a little bit about your family first.
So I am married to Anthony, and we have a daughter named Evra, and we have 4 animals at home, 2 dogs and 2 cats. And I always joke that we're going to start the next Noah's Ark there because we just have one of each, a boy and girl, for the dogs and the cats.
Are there rescue dogs, rescue cats?
The cats are rescued, and one of our dogs is rescued, and another one we got from a breeder.
They get along pretty well. Everybody gets along well.
We have boxers, so yeah, they're a little rambunctious.
That's all right. That's good. That's not a bad thing. They get along pretty well with your daughter.
Oh yeah, they love her. She probably terrorizes them more.
Oh, I'm sure of it. Sure of it. That's a good thing. And Shelby, tell us about your family.
Yeah, I'm married to Chad, and we have 4 dogs, and they definitely keep us busy and entertained and all that good stuff. But we're definitely big animal lovers. We have a pig, and we have 2 dwarf Nigerian goats, and we have probably about 15 to 20 chickens and probably around 10 ducks. He's got a snake and I think and a toad in the basement. So I tell you what. Oh, and we have a couple aquariums. So we I don't know. It's a little bit of a
So I'm
guessing bit of everything at home, and we love it. So
you both live in the country?
I live in town.
Really? Are they pretty good about going outdoors, coming back in?
Yes, yeah. And they like to go for their walks around the school and stuff.
Yeah. It's good you're close to the school, huh? Yeah. Oh, a lot of room then. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you live in the country.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Nigerian goats. Mm-hmm. You got to tell us about these Nigerian goats.
Yeah. I never thought I'd be a goat person, and then we were at the Waverly Pet Swap, and there's this little girl goat, and I fell in love with her. And then now we got a boy goat because we like to have milk and make cheese and do goat soap and all that stuff someday. But yeah, that's how all that came about. But yeah, they're so cute and fuzzy and
little, very perfect size.
Yeah, little, which is nice. And yeah, so they're just fun.
I believe Olivia makes her own cheese.
She does. I know. I'm like, did we just become best friends? Because we just keep talking and hanging out, and there's more things that we are having in common. And I'm like, okay, cool. We're in the right place here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so Shelby, you're from over by Waverly originally, and Madison, you're from Waverly originally, and Shelby over by Appleton Parkersburg. How'd you end up in Jesup?
Kind of on a last minute whim, almost, kind of in a way. So I work at Bill Dorn's. It's a wholesale floral company there in Waterloo, and that's how I met Pat, the former owner. And she was just in there one day, and she was talking about selling it. And Madison and I, that's just it was our pipe dream to own our own shop. And then, being kind of a combined effort of flowers and photography and, taking it on that way. And so I told her about it, and we reached out, and we met up a couple times, and that was in late August, early September. And then by late November, early December, we're saying, yep, this is happening. So we signed, I think, early January, 6th or 7th, like that. And yeah, here we are. So made the leap.
Yeah.
And we're not like stuck where we're at. And it's kind of like we're excited to find our forever home somewhere. And
definitely around here.
Yeah.
Do you see your shop? So your shop is called The Farmer's Wife Back in Bloom. I mean, I know for LLC reasons you have to rename. You can't keep the same name, can you?
We could have. She actually, we bought the name from it, but we just added on the Back in Bloom just to kind of put our own twist.
Okay. Would you say, would you call it a flower shop? What would you call your shop?
It's definitely mainly a flower shop. And when you go in there, you can tell, it's just gift shop, flower shop. And then, of course, Shelby's art is on the wall, so that kind of turns into even a gifting item as well. But we would also just like to broaden what she was already doing and kind of give it a little bit more and give a little bit more to the community.
When I originally reached out, I think Pat told me that Shelby was an artist. That's one of the reasons I reached out. But then when I came in and met you, Madison, you said that you were a photographer. How long have you been doing that?
I've been doing that now for probably a little over 10 years, but for sure 3 years with a degree. I did my first wedding when I was a junior in high school, and so I kind of fell in love with that, went to college for it, and then I've just been doing that ever since.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get the word out for you on here that you provide that opportunity. And the how many weddings would you say you do a year?
It always just depends. Especially because you just never know. And I would say probably anywhere from, as of right now, 2 to 5.
Okay. All right. Shelby, tell us how did you get into painting and art?
Ever since I was a kid, and I would say my family is pretty crafty and artistic. My mom liked to draw and paint, and she did murals and things. Even my grandma likes to paint. My other grandma went to school for interior design, so I just kind of feel like I got it on both sides. And if it wasn't painting, it was drawing or making jewelry, or got into pottery for a while, wood burning, you name it. I kind of just any kind of creative outlet I enjoy. So
it sounds like both of you aren't afraid. The neat thing is you're not afraid to try stuff. You're not afraid to fail at things. Our namesake, Steve Brown, he was the art teacher at Jesup. He would challenge his students with different things, and just throw things at them, amazing things. Mm-hmm. He was open. He wouldn't accept failure. By not accepting failure, if you're not trying, then you're failing.
Right.
And so that's really neat. How'd you get into photography?
Honestly, I guess same with Shelby. When I was a kid, my mom was really into photography. We had a camera at home and a camcorder, and I constantly wanted to be behind it rather than in front of it when she was filming. And so I kind of just took it out as a hobby when I was younger. I did 4-H a little bit when I was younger too, and I always did the photography. And I think it wasn't really a big hit for me until I was in high school and got on with the yearbook team and stuff like that, where I was I think I could do this for a lifetime a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Could you say you have a favorite photo you've ever taken of all time?
It always varies every year because I always take one and then I take another, a different one the next year, and I fall in love with it all over again. I think my favorite thing to photograph are seniors. I do love even just picking at the young kids a little bit because they are so open-minded, and it's kind of their generation to be in front of the camera. So they are fearless when it comes to talking and doing any of that with me. And they have so many ideas. So I definitely have a favorite thing. And I do like to play around with my editing a lot.
Right.
That's the fun part about it, and getting to do those stylized kind of photographs of people. And when I graduated from Hawkeye, we had to put an album together, and I think just coming up with what I wanted to put in there was fun.
How many pictures did you have to have in that album?
10 to 12.
Okay. Shelby, what is your genre of painting? Is it acrylic? Is it
mostly oil painting.
Oil. Okay.
Yep, and sometimes I'll do like a mixed media, even throwing in like dried flowers or chalk or things like that. So
that takes special hand there.
yeah, it's fun. You get to be just kind of wild with it, and oil painting I fell in love with that in college. Was the first time I started working with it, and it's just the color is so vibrant. And I like how you can mix any color, like any kind of shade, hue, vibrancy, like all of it. It's just, I don't know, it's fun. I can mix paint all day and then be like, oh yeah, I still got to paint, with it. So, yeah.
Do you have a painting that's your favorite you've done of all time?
That's tough. I have a couple that maybe are kind of like I wouldn't sell, and it was a big close up of a buffalo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And that one to me sticks out. I've gone out west a few different times with my grandparents on trips and taken pictures out of Yellowstone, all that kind of stuff. So I like landscapes, animals. So I mean, like there's a buffalo, there's a wolf, there's a picture of 3 horses in a pasture, and it was raining, and I took that picture and I painted it. So I'd say those are kind of maybe even sentimental, just because they were inspired from that trip and spending time with my grandparents and things like that. So I would say those would be my favorite.
So here's a question for you that drives me crazy, and I'm not trying to start anything here. As I ask this, it always drives me crazy. If you take photos and you take painting, people don't want to pay as much for the photo. And photos are just as much art as paintings are.
Absolutely.
How do we change that?
I think just a big thing that people see with paintings versus a photo is they don't see the initial picture, I feel like, that I photograph versus when I'm done with it. And I think just even the time editing and process of going through every single photo, because you sit there and you take a bunch at a time. And I have to sit there, let's say when I have 10 photos and I get rid of 5 of them, and then I have to go through and edit the good ones and, really nitpick and do all that kind of stuff. And it's the behind the scenes there that people don't see, that they don't see that value kind of thing. Like Shelby, for example, could take like 10 hours on a painting, for example, and they see that in every little detail, whereas like they think I just take a picture and it's like, oh, it came out like that.
Right.
Exactly.
The sun was just perfect.
Yeah. I could take the 10 hours editing it to make it look like that too.
One of my proudest moments, and I'm a terrible artist. I try to write, I try to draw, and the drawings will burn in the fire at some point.
Oh, no.
You're probably your own worst critic.
And I don't take as many photos as I like. But a couple of years before Brown and I retired, I went out to Colorado and I took a picture on the incline in Manitou. I took multiple pictures, and I was looking through them, and like you say, 19 of them were bad. And I got to the 20th one and was like, oh my gosh.
This is it.
This is perfect. And I've got a 2x3 picture of it.
Oh,
and I
cool.
took it into Brown. The greatest moment of my life was I took it into Brown, and he said, that's good. And wow. I've succeeded as an artist,
Yep.
Probably the only good thing I'll ever do as an artist.
No.
But it is, I understand. It's hard to get perfection with a photo. I've never talked to an artist that is happy you with her painting. Oh, that's not
so
good.
accurate.
I mean, how many paintings do you have at home?
Oh, quite a few.
Yeah, and I went to an artist that showed here this past weekend one time, and I said, "How many paintings do you have?" He said, "I don't have very many." I said, "Well, show me what you have. We were going to do a show." I said, "Show me what you have." And he said, "Well, I don't have very many." We went to closets. He had 200 of them in his closet, and they were all incredible. We went through them. I said, "Gee, look at this one. This is great." "Well, that's all right, I guess." "Yes, it is."
Yeah.
You're right. Biggest critics are the artists.
Mm-hmm.
We are constantly on ourselves about that and I think we have this conversation almost every day where we say that we are our own worst critics when it comes to anything that we do.
And I'm thankful we at least have each other
Yes.
to be like, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And it's like, and the other person's always like, "Oh my gosh, Madison, that's stunning." Whatever. Like, but when you're doing it yourself, and you've been looking at it for the past 15, 20 minutes, you're like, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's got to be that way when you make a flower arrangement as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because there's so many decisions.
Yes.
And every stem, every cut, every placement, and it's just like, so he just made 100 different decisions, and you're looking at it like,
Yeah.
is that right? Is this look good? Is that value? Is this, all the things?
We're going to take a break here. This is Steve Brown Arts Center Podcast Network. We're here tonight with Madison Sherbon and Shelby Stone, and we'll be right back. This is Steve Brown Arts Center Podcast Network, and we're back for the second half of our three-part show. Don't make fun of me, ladies. Dale usually does when I say that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do our top 5 flowers. All right? So I'm going to give you my top 5, and then I will let you butcher me or say, "Oh yeah, I agree." And if I say something wrong, you can attack me now. But here are my top 5. Number 5, and no music, sorry, are roses. I like the different rose colors, and I struggle to understand why they're as big a deal as they are, but I've learned that they are a big deal. So that's number 5. Number 4, for the spring reason, tulips. I like the tulips. They give me hope.
Yes.
Right?
They give me hope in the spring. Number 3, the lily. I like the name Lily. Number 2, the orchids. You pronounce it correctly, orchids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's a little luxury, and a luxury of a goat roper like me. It brings luxury in my life. I like the beauty. They're strong. They're a strong flower.
They are.
And lastly, number 1, and this is what I like about them. They're long and tall like me. They're strong. They have a bold appearance. They bring joy and warmth. They're loyal. Sunflowers are mine. Now, I'm bad at growing them, and they fall down on me. They do everything. I can't ever do well at them, but I love sunflowers. So that's my number 1 flower. Let's start with you here. And Madison, we'll start with your top 5.
Okay, so for my number 5, I have wax flower, and that's a filler flower, but it smells so good, and I love the little buds that come off of them. My number 4 is a garden rose, because those, when they open up, they're just beautiful compared to a regular rose. Roses come in so many different varieties in general, so it's hard not to find one that you don't love. Number 3 is a snapdragon, and
wow,
I love those because, again, even showing Shelby a video the other day about the different varieties that snapdragons can come in.
They're so pretty.
Yes, gorgeous.
2 tones and
Had that little ombre effect.
Yeah.
My number 2 are hydrangeas. Again, same thing with the tulips. It's spring. They're big. They're bulbous. I don't know. You see them everywhere, I feel like. And then my number 1 are peonies. They are and have always been my favorite flower.
They are. I like peonies too.
And they grow outside.
Exactly.
I like that when you can see them out and about and just pick them.
And they smell so pretty.
They do.
Oh my gosh, they smell that. I should have mentioned peonies and lilacs.
Oh,
I
lilacs.
love the name neighbors have like a row of 30 lilac bushes. I love when they come to bloom, walking down the road and catching that smell. But the wax, you gotta explain the wax to me. The wax flower.
Yeah, so it's
I
more
thought that'd be your number one, but I forgot about peonies.
Yes, I do. I gotta love peonies. They got my top.
Yeah.
They are like a woody sort of.
Yeah, kind of a woody stem.
Pine. Like they have a little bit like their leaves don't look like leaves.
They're kind of like thistle looking.
Yeah.
Like really slender, thin leaves that go all the way up the stem.
And when I say filler flower, in the best possible term, it's like baby's breath. Like you can fill it in with other flowers.
Yeah.
It's just a smaller little
bud.
Yeah. But it comes in lots of different colors too. Whites, pinks, purples, orange, yellow, burgundies, two tones, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, it smells good.
Yeah, very citrusy smell.
Yeah. And for florists, it's nice to have stems that break down nicely. And, you can use one stem in two different ways in one vase kind of thing. So it does that too, I think, which is nice.
Yes.
All right. All right. You have a challenge. You heard.
Shelby's going to knock me out of the
car.
She has got all the like fun flowers. I will say that. Like she's got.
I kind of like the wild stuff.
Yeah.
But the first one is something you'd find outside with their sedums.
She's gonna have a whole bunch of different names you're not gonna know.
They're very, very hardy, and you can grow them, in your rock gardens, and you can forget about them, and the sun can bake them, and they're still going to be beautiful and have blooms on them. Yeah. And they come in pinks, purples, reds, burgundies, maybe even a yellow or something like that too. But I really like those. And then in number 4 would be scabiosa. And it's another one you can grow outside and all that good stuff. But it's kind of dainty and just unique. And the way it transforms as it progresses, as it takes water and all that stuff, it kind of goes from being tight and then it opens up and then it kind of opens up again. So it's just kind of... and then third one is thistle or Euringium. And it's like a blue thistle.
Right.
We really like it. I don't know.
We use it a lot.
But yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's fun.
And then number 2 is Protea.
Explain that.
And I would say any kind of variety of it because there's different varieties, but like there's pincushion and then there's pink ice, queen, all sorts of different ones, but they're tropical.
Okay. Oh,
and they look it, and they're kind of spiky and they open up cool and different colors and they're just fun and funky. And then my favorite is a lemonade rose. And that's just, when it opens up, it almost looks like a lime green cabbage in a way because it's so ruffly and so many layers in it and the color is so bright and vibrant that's probably my favorite.
Do they grow in Iowa?
Probably not. At least not, they're not like perennials, they would be, you probably could maybe.
I'd be curious.
But I'm not sure if I've ever come across a plant or a seed of them.
So you need 10 different flowers. So it's got to be a battle when you put together somebody calls, so Jim Gillespie calls, hey, put together, I want to send my friend a bouquet of flowers. Put together orange and blue and white with a little gold in between. What are you gonna use for flowers there?
I think it just kind of depends, but I would say that Shelby and I kind of go for more of the fun flowers. It again depends on price point as well, but if you're just giving us leeway and kind of creativity to do anything, we would go and pick out the most fun flowers that we could just because we like to see different stuff.
And that to me would be like a for the school or something. That makes me think like Jesup color. So I'm thinking bright, bold, like some orange gerbs, some dark blue delphinium, make it real tall. Like, I don't know. Like that was where my head went.
So throw some of that thistle in there. That's blue.
Exactly.
That's interesting. 10 different flowers. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's got to be a nightmare to order stuff.
It's what's hard is going into Bill Doran's arms every day for work and then having to go through the cooler and not pick everything out.
Yes. That's hard.
Because everything's
I'll
so
bet.
pretty, you know?
She'll send me pictures of stuff that they get in, and I'm just like, okay, add it to the cart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get home with us.
And we really do like next week we're gonna have in some sweet pea orchids, and they are just stunning, and they're like tissue paper petals, and they're really flowy and long linear flowers, and seasonal, something you don't always get in. So we should have an assortment of colors, and
We're excited.
so yeah, we try to keep fun stuff to look forward to, so people hopefully when they come in have some fun options to check out and take home with them. So
So you've gotta educate me here. Obviously, in a town our size, you have weddings and you have funerals. Is there a lot of stuff that goes out for other events and other things? And for what would they be for, like what?
More so like everyday stuff. With us kind of being new to town, I guess it kind of just depends. I know we're going to do like farmers market too, so that means just making up bouquets for that.
you sound like
recall like a.
you're saying like what other like everyday things?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what events?
So I mean, like get wells, happy birthdays. I think like we've had a couple new homes. You know, they want to give something to someone who's going into a new home. Just yesterday, we sold a gal a terrarium and tools and the stuff for all that because she's got a plant friend that she wants to give something to. So yeah, it's kind of fun to go down those avenues.
You mentioned the farmers market and that, and do you have other events? Let's go back to Valentine's. It's like Valentine's has to be a nightmare. Valentine's Day.
I mean, compared to our old holidays, here was pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, we had it down pat, I think, and honestly, it was crazy, but I think it was nothing we couldn't handle, and we did handle, and it went pretty well, I think, so.
It definitely gave us perspective on what Mother's Day we can do and be prepared and tackle at the next holiday.
Good.
We were also, I think, kind of just trying a bunch of different things, not knowing what would be exciting for people.
Yeah.
So
Let's tell the folks about your hours, about your business a little bit. What are your hours and times that you're there?
So we are open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then Saturdays we are open 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay. Then, do you have a website?
We do. And it's a little lengthy in words, but it's called The Farmer's Wife Back, N as in the letter, and then bloom.com.
Okay. And then are you on Facebook? And
Facebook, Instagram.
all the other Twitters and stuff, as they
Not
say.
on Twitter, but Facebook and Instagram, so you can post pictures and all that. So
Oh, cool. So who is the social media expert between you are?
that would be me.
thank
Yeah.
goodness, because if we didn't have you, I don't know where we'd be.
Yeah. I'm the one that's always posting.
Okay. Do you have anything that you'd like to see your business doing, let's say 1, 2, 3 years down the road that you're not doing yet?
I would say just putting on more classes, kind of figuring out where that fits into our time. I know we kind of want to even have a little area where we have like maybe even garden beds or something going, and kind of just change up our space a little bit to do some outdoor classes and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like
It's
we're
kind of
in the right
the
direction.
road we're on. Just want to expand more and do more. March 21st, so in a couple weeks on a Saturday, 2 p.m. we teamed up with Green Roast, the coffee shop here in town, and we're doing an afternoon tea time and design. So it's a class you can sign up for, and you can come and order your coffee and get your pastry treat or whatever you think you want, and we're going to design in a teacup, and we'll have all the supplies for what you need, and
from
kind
there,
of give you the layout and how to, and you can design your arrangement and take it home with you, and
Oh, cool.
have a fun little afternoon.
You're going to do that at your shop or down at their shop?
At the coffee shop.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. So you can, get your beverage and hang out there and design flowers and have a good afternoon kind of deal.
That's the 21st of March. What's the hours of that?
I think it's at 2.
Yep, it starts at 2:30.
2:30?
Yep, starts at
2:30.
2:30, and then probably till whenever we go. It's that just depends and varies on time, and we don't want to rush people either. So
I would say
Right.
an hour and a half
Yeah.
probably is as long as max. Yeah. But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I'll have to remember that. I need to write that down. The 21st, about 2 or 2:30 at Green Rose Cafe.
Yeah, give us a call and we can sign you up because we will have limited spots. So I think we've had 1 or 2 people so far. So we still have plenty of spots, but sooner you call and sooner we can mark it and see you that Saturday. So
And what is the cost of that?
it is $40.
$40. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Is there anything that I didn't ask that you wanted to talk about?
The only other thing is that I am open for 2027 seniors to call and pick out some times for their senior pictures and making that availability. So that's I think the only other.
Yeah, we sent our prom flyers to the high schools and things. So
prom's
that all is coming around, and we're getting our bracelets, wristlets, and gems, and any other fun things we can lined up and ready to go. So we're excited.
Yeah.
We think it's a lot of fun, and we're all excited to see their dresses and help them and coordinate and all that good stuff. So
it is. I deliver tuxedos for Milroy Tuxedos. And I go back to work April 1st, and I start in the middle of Missouri.
Wow.
And prom start in the middle of Missouri and move north. By the time graduation is here, we slow down because most weddings have now become fall events. You know, people don't want to deal with the heat anymore.
Right.
The spring is my busy time as well. Going to school or not, I go to the businesses that deliver to the students at the schools their outfits and stuff. But I have a couple of flower shops that also handle tuxedos. It's rather unique type of deal.
Yeah, there's definitely I feel like if they're really jumped into the whole prom and homecoming and big on all of that, it's nice to kind of have that one-stop shop. I know when I was growing up we had that. So
it's funny because I have flower shops, and then the majority of my places are men's shops, but I've got 5, maybe 6 women's stores that I deliver tuxedos to. So I'll go in and it's just filled with wedding dresses and prom dresses. And I'm dragging in tuxedos and people are looking at me like, what's he doing? And then they'll realize, that's for weddings or whatever. So, but Shelby and Madison, is so wonderful that you came in. I'm glad we worked this out. This worked out fine. If you ever want to be on again, you're more than welcome, even for like a segment.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
You're more than welcome. This T. Brown Arts Center will be right back. The T. Brown Arts Center Podcast Network, and we're back for the third half of our show. Dale's on assignment at the Girls State Basketball Tournament, and I'm here with Blake Tempus. I'm Jim Gillespie. We've got a few things left to talk about. Just to keep you aware, we have artist John Decker showing at M's Coffee in Independence. He has his Easter display up there. John is a remarkable artist, and you need to stop into M's and have a cup of coffee. We have Nick Thomas showing in Gedney's, and Nick is an independence artist who has made some great Pollard-like paintings. He is a great friend of the Steve Brown Arts Center and donated many paintings to the Arts Center, so please support Nick at Gedney's. We also have one of our guests from today, Shelby Stone, will be showing her art in the Jesup Public Library starting this week. So stop in and see Shelby's work in the community room. We are also starting our jam session Sunday, March 15th in the community room in the Jesup Public Library. Sad news as we learned that Janet Wright died this past week, and Janet has been such a friend not only to me but to the Arts Center. She loved coming to the jam session, and we want to give our condolences to Janet's family. She was truly a special woman, and please let her family know how you feel. We are going to be at Joe's Pizza in Manchester March 18th. Billy Joe Oldakowski is going to have a pizza and paint. We're going to show local Jesup artist Katie Belvin's art. And we're also going to show Rex Nielsen's art from Owine. Get in and see theirs. We're going to be doing our podcast there March 18th from 5 till 7. The first 100 people to come in and see things there will get a free slice of pizza at Joe. Joe has always been so kind to the Art Center. We have the Mustang camera, 24-hour camera outside of his shop in Independence, and you can find that on the Steve Brown Art Center website. And you can also find the Hawk 24-hour camera on the Steve Brown Art Center website from Manchester. We're real proud of those, and every time I go to those, Blake, the numbers are going up on those. So that's a good thing. I'm real proud of those. It's sort of our Eagle cameras of sort. I want to do a shout out and thanks to local Jesup student Aiden Vogler for making the wandering table that is going to be used at 20 events that the Steve Brown Arts Center is sponsoring this coming spring and summer. That is a Banksy event, so I can't tell you a lot about those yet, but you will see it around the county this coming spring and summer. Don't forget that Laces runs the Little Free Art House over in Independence, where students and adults can get art supplies and work on art anytime they want for free. A shout out to our friend Mason Fox. Mason supplied us with his 100 best songs, and recently we started his 25 best artists, and we got down to the top 10, and these are the top 10 artists according to Mason Fox. Mason is our music expert. And number 10, the Doobie Brothers. Number 9, Rat. Do you know Rat, Blake? I don't either. Number 8, the Beach Boys. Number 7, Jimmy Buffett. Number 6, Dire Straits. Number 5, Foghat. Number 4, Bon Jovi. Number 3, Rod Stewart. Number 2, Mason loves a little country, Alabama. And Mason's number 1 artist, and he will tell you he's not shy. And this man is eclectic, to say the least. He's got a lot of music out there. The late Johnny Cash is Mason's number 1 artist. Johnny Cash. If you get a chance, go to our podcast site and type in your number 1 artist. And challenge Mason with that. But Johnny Cash is awful good. I also like Jimmy Buffett. Chicago should be on there. I noticed he didn't put any Chicago on there. We'll have to talk about it. He put on Leo Sayer. He knows that I love Leo Sayer. I think that was just a kindness vote for me. So that is Mason's top 25 musicians. Recently I turned 65. I know I look older than 65. People tell me that. I've shaved this gray beard off and get rid of this gray hair. But I wrote a letter to my 18-year-old self, and I wanted to read that to the audience here. So here it is. And I challenge the audience, if you get a chance, write a letter to your 18-year-old self. I turned 65 this year and started sucking off the Medicare tit. I started wondering if I could lean across time and whisper something into the ear of that 18-year-old version of myself. The kid with the big heart, the restless imagination, and the sense that life was both wide open and slightly absurd. My advice would carry a very particular flavor. It wouldn't be generic. It would be unmistakably mine. So here's a letter to my 18-year-old self. You won't recognize the man writing this, not at first, but he's you. Just older, a little more weathered, and a whole lot more comfortable in his own skin. I'm reaching back across the years to hand you a few things I wish you'd known when the world felt enormous and your place in it felt uncertain. First, hear this clearly. Your weirdness is your compass. All those quirks you're tempted to hide, the offbeat humor, the bohemian instincts, the way you see stories in ordinary people, those are not flaws. They are the seeds of everything good that's coming. Don't sand them down to fit in. You're going to face choices that scare you. Take them. The adventures that make your pulse jump, those are the ones that shape you. You'll cross oceans, walk into gyms where no one knows your name, and say yes to projects that make no logical sense. That's what's got me here. Those moments will wake you up in ways comfort never could. Let me tell you something you don't know yet. People will become your greatest art form. Basketball will be your doorway, but the real magic will be the humans, players, artists, neighbors, strangers, each one a character in the mythology you'll spend your life building. Pay attention to them. They're the real trophies. For the love of all things holy, don't wait for permission to create. No one is coming to knight you as an artist, a storyteller, a community builder. Just start. Make the murals, write the essays, sketch the characters, build a hay wagon gallery. The world needs your brand of mischief and meaning. You're going to fail sometimes. Those failures become the stories you'll tell around bonfires, the jokes that soften hard days, the chapters that make the victories sweeter. Don't fear them, collect them. Guard your curiosity. It's the spark that keeps you young long after the calendar stops cooperating. Protect it like it's sacred, because it is. Love boldly, forgive quickly. Don't carry grudges. They're heavier than they look. Choose connection over pride whenever you can. And finally, your life won't be linear. It won't look like the tidy path you imagine at 18. It'll twist, wander, double back, and then it will surprise you. That's the best part. The scenic route is where the good stories live. You're going to be okay, kid. More than okay. You're going to build a full life of color, contradiction, laughter, and meaning. Keep going. Jim, from the banks of the Wapsie River. If you'd like to donate to the Steve Brown Arts Center or have an idea for an event, go to the SteveBrownArtsCenter.org and follow the link. If you have news or would like to sponsor us, email us at jim@SteveBrownArtsCenter.org or call 319-290-0241 and leave a message. I'm Jim Gillespie with producer Blake Tempus tonight. Dale is on assignment in Des Moines. Our thanks as always to Kelly C. Haas and Heartland Business and Event Center for hosting us and sponsoring us. Thanks to the audience for bringing these stray dogs into your life, and remember that each day is about little victories.